Are you intrigued by history and science that have contested explanations? Ever thought, I'm definitely smarter than my friends, but not as smart as the experts? Then join Craig and Dave as they explore the mysteries of who the why the and how the will they actually find the answers? Probably not, but they'll have a good time trying. Welcome to Craig and Dave's Sci-Piece.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Craig and Dave's Sci-Piece. After our deep dive into aliens, which we'll probably get back to at some point soon.
Yeah.
This week we're traveling to Easter Island.
Yep.
To explore our thoughts on that. We got into about a month or two ago. We talked a lot about ancient sailors.
Yep.
And I think this is kind of a natural extension of that conversation.
Yeah, it is a Polynesian based
Island.
culture.
Yeah, culture.
Yeah,
subculture, I would say.
Yeah, subculture. Yeah, because they're a Chilean territory.
They are, but their heritage is traced back to the Cook Islands, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, which is Polynesian.
Yeah, and it's 2,200 miles
from anything
southeast in the Southeast Pacific. It's 2,200 miles from Chile.
Yeah, the closest
land. And
the
closest land is 2,200. Even if you were like, well, the seas were lower back then. Not that low.
Not half.
Yeah. So what? It was 2,000 miles away at that point. That's insane.
You drop sea levels by a mile and still be 1,000 miles from anything.
Exactly. And still 1,000 miles in primitive boats.
Yeah.
Like just
And this is one of those places where it's just a lot of oral history and traditions.
Yes.
The story is that the island was founded based off of a two-boat expedition.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
So that means one of those boats went back to tell everybody they found it.
Yeah.
And then they got a bunch of people and sailed back directly to it.
Again.
In the middle of nowhere. And they're just like, yeah, it's that way. And they went and
like,
found
oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
After 3 months.
In the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Dude, I can't. That I know we covered this, but that just
blows my mind.
Like, if anyone's ever stood at going to the beach, if you've ever gone to the beach, if you've gone to the beach at a big lake and you've looked out and you're like, I don't know what's over there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that? But that goes on for forever.
Forever. Yep. If you got on a power boat right now and just drove straight out until you couldn't see land anymore, how would you get back?
Yeah. And that's
you wouldn't be able to figure it out. You'd be like, shit, I'm screwed.
That's only 30 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you buy that other theory.
No. No, we're not doing it.
We're going to do it one episode.
I hate those people so much.
But anyway, so the closest landmass to Easter Island is Chile, which is 2,200 miles away. And again, the story is that this island was found by like two boats or two canoes, which were probably big. They probably had 1,600 people on them.
Yeah, they probably had a bunch of people on them, but yeah.
But this is a couple thousand years ago. Yeah. They found this island land. Like, great, this one looks good.
Looks good.
What looks good about it? It's land.
It's land. There's a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
I think we should cut them all down so they never grow back again. Yes, they did do that.
If only they had Yogi Bear to help them out.
Yeah. They did strip the entire island of all of its trees.
Over time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut down, they didn't replant anything.
Nope.
And over time, they just diminished their own resources, and it was probably rough for the last few decades on that island.
Yeah. Especially like lighting a fire.
Yeah. Like I was also just thinking,
Go get some firewood. Nah. Can't do
we
it.
only have our boats.
Yeah.
We're not leaving anyway. No shit, chief. But I was also thinking, like on that island, there was probably a very small genetic pool too.
Yeah.
So not only do you have diminishing resources generation to generation, you probably have diminished mental capacity.
Yeah, that's most likely happening.
Like you get a lot
of
of
inbreeding
going on.
Yeah, a lot of inbreeding going on.
Yeah, like there's no outside influx of anything.
No, because there's a I've heard it. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but there's a certain amount of people you need to be able to
maintain genetic diversity. Yes,
and maintain genetic diversity. It's not a massive amount.
It's not,
but it's more people that fit on a canoe.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm sure they were smart enough to take like unrelated members, but at some point you become related over time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that coupled with the diminishing resources led to a lot of problems. I can imagine.
Yeah.
But while they were there and they were cutting down all the foliage, they were also building these massive statues.
Massive. 15
tons.
15, they average 15 tons.
Which means some are smaller, some are bigger.
Yeah. But they all average like 12,
13, 20, 15 feet tall.
Yeah, 12 to 15 feet tall.
Yep.
Weighing 15-ton volcanic rock. They know where the quarry is. They know they quarried it and did this
there's a
stuff.
bunch of partially quarried and chiseled. They know where it is.
But they moved them all over this island.
Most of them are along the coast. It almost looks like they set up like guards around the island.
Yeah, like a perimeter of these gigantic statues, the Moai.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid and you watched any documentaries on it, you were like, oh, the heads.
Yeah.
The heads of Easter Island.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, wait.
They have bodies.
They have bodies.
that are bigger than the heads.
They're bigger than that. Yeah. They go underground. So my thing was, you don't carve a body to bury it.
Right.
So how long have those things been there?
Yeah.
To be up to their chest or necks.
Right. There's 8 feet of it below grade.
Below grade. And granted, it's an island where you have constant, like, not erosion, but also, like, sand being built up and things being built up. So it's probably a little faster. But still. It's, you've got...
You don't quarry a giant stone just to bury most of it.
To bury most of it, exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And
I mean, it also doesn't make sense that they did it to begin with.
That they built, they're like, oh, you know what? Oh, you guys cook food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chisel this big giant thing and walk it down to the beach, and then bury it up to his neck. It just doesn't make sense.
No, we don't need trees for that. We'll just use ropes.
We'll use ropes, yeah. But
why would you do that?
Why would you do it? And I get if they were like, okay, because one of the theories was they used it to keep people away,
which makes
keep invaders like. To see these giants on the beach.
And if you look at a map of the island and you plot out where all the statues are, most of them are right along the coast.
Yeah.
And they're spread around the island, which so it makes sense. Like, all right, they were doing something around the coast that served a purpose.
Yeah.
Now, I can first of all, I can't imagine just going out sailing through the ocean thousands of years ago.
No.
But I can imagine like rolling up to this island like, hey, there's some land out there. Let's go that way. And you get there, and there's 15-foot statues staring at you. Be like, maybe there's another island nearby.
Yeah, there might be more land somewhere else.
Yeah. Do we have enough pairs to get us to the next island? Like, check the hatch.
Check the hatch. Yeah. Yeah. Glub's looking a little scurvyish, but I think we got someone giving him an orange. We're moving on. You know.
But like, I get that. Like, that would if.
Yeah.
It's a deterrent. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. But they put a lot of resources into doing this.
Into deterring. So it's like you're in the middle of the South Pacific, in the middle of nowhere. How many invaders are you getting?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, none, because they had the
But-
statue.
exactly.
They all thought it was like, this is the best thing we
This
ever
is the
thought of.
Best thing we ever did.
It's 100% success rate.
Yeah, exactly. But
And then
it's
the
just-
Spanish showed up and like, oh, watch this.
yeah. Oh, yep. Yep. It's exactly what happens. there.
Just shooting dirty handkerchiefs
ju-
up the
yeah.
island. Just give it a few days.
Yeah. Carlos sneezed, wiped out the entire island, decimated tons of people.
He got his own coin.
Yeah.
It's just a tissue blowing. Sorry, that
was rough.
Yeah,
that was rough.
not as rough as what happened on Easter Island. But no, like I don't. What's wild? The wild part to me is like we've talked a lot about people carving things at giant structures. Like I think most people think they figured out how they moved them because there was oral traditions about them.
Walking
they walked
them.
the statue, so they're like, all right, if we had this statue, so they basically tied ropes up, tied it off in four corners, and just wobble it.
Yeah.
And the
It's
ropes
just
going,
ingenious.
the ropes going towards the front were pulling.
Yep.
The ropes in the back were keeping it upright,
Yeah.
and they just
Keep it
rocked it
tension
side
enough,
to side.
and they rocked it side to side until they wandered it to the beach.
Right. It's like anyone that's ever moved a refrigerator from the wall before they had wheels, you just pick it up and
wobbled
you kind
it.
of
Yeah.
you walk it.
You
That's
walk
what
it.
they
Yeah.
did. So
Yep.
they figured that stuff out, which is crazy. All right, that's how they did it. Most likely.
15 tons.
15 tons. What's crazy to me, and this is what always got me about Easter Island is we know they did this. We know the natural resources fell off because they decimated the forest, the trees, everything. I think they ended up there was rats on the island at some point that increased the deforestation.
I would have thought it was Easter bunnies.
Yeah. They do multiply.
Sorry.
There's a lot-
They do.
There's-
Yeah.
But what was crazy to me is that there were these moai in the quarry that we know of that were not yet done.
Yeah.
Which means they were quarrying and creating these up until the moment they
vanished.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Whether they left the island or they just like that was their last dying action.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
culture, it's like we're doing this until we're gone.
Yeah.
And they did, which is crazy to me. Is like there would be more important things to do, like find a seed and plant it.
Yeah. 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 There's gonna be a tree seed around here somewhere.
Right, like, bro, I'm gonna chisel this eye. Can you just go find a seed?
Yep. Yeah. But
Something.
talk about a culture that just like used their resources to extinction.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Yeah.
wiped that.
They wiped themselves out.
There are no trees on that island. None.
Because they used everything. There was nothing left.
Nothing left. And so, how do you like? We had
They
said
created a
before,
desert. Is almost what they did.
Yeah, there's grass and stuff, but how do you light a fire every day?
You can't.
You can't. You can't cook your food. You can't keep warm at night.
And at that point, we as a species had evolved to the point where we need cooked meat.
Yeah.
We're not eating raw. Like, there's no meat to be hunted, so eating raw fish.
Yeah.
You need to cook it. Otherwise, you're all dying a lot faster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need the fires.
Yep.
But to run out of those finite resources and not plan ahead, which is for a culture that had the capability and ingenuity to set sail, like we talked about, I was like, I'm gonna just throw my 35 cousins on a boat and just set sail
And go that way.
and hope we find something.
Yeah. The idiots went south, and the smart ones went straight ahead and ended up in Hawaii. That's what happened. The dumb cousins drifted off southeast and ended up at this island.
They were the Polynesian rednecks.
Yeah.
They all-
Yeah. Yeah. They were the trailer park of the South Pacific.
Inbred, ran out of stuff. They fit the bill.
Yeah. Yep. Holy crap. Sorry.
No, but it's amazing. To me, it's amazing that you had a culture that was so advanced, confident,
Advanced
and knowledgeable
enough to do what they
set
did.
sail, to bring a whole culture with you on a few boats, land, populate an island. But then once you're there, lose sight of that same ingenuity to survive and get lost somewhere and just completely, like you said, decimate your resource to the point where you've wiped yourself out.
You've wiped yourself out. The guy that was chopping down the last tree.
Right? If only the Lorax was on that island.
Yeah.
Like,
But if there's one guy like, hey, wait a minute.
are you sure?
You sure you want to do that? Like,
This is the only one. Like, you guys, okay.
yeah. But I mean, it's crazy. But at the same time, that's we're doing it right now.
Yeah,
globally.
we are. But
You know what I mean?
I think it shows that not every culture that we look back in history is like something to be reveled. Like, it was amazing they did some things, but
They did amazing stuff.
but also like they lost sight of certain other things
Yeah.
they needed to survive. So it's, you talk about nature, survival of the fittest. Like, okay, they didn't do what they had to survive.
Yeah.
And it's not like they landed on a desert island.
Yeah.
It was a lush, like we know that from soil samples.
From soil samples and just remnants on the island. They know there was wood there.
Right. Plenty of it.
There was tons of trees and there was tons of stuff, but they just wiped it right out.
Yeah. But they were spending so much time on these, I can only speculate, on these giant moai. But the fact that they were like half carved, they weren't fully quarried.
Yep.
And they just stopped.
Yep.
That tells like, all right, this is where the culture ended. Whether they went on for a few decades after that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because it got to a point where it was like, I can't do this anymore because I need to try to figure out how to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
And you probably did have I don't want to say stragglers, but for lack of a better term, you probably had hangers on.
Yeah, they were
that
like,
were still alive.
we
that
need
were
to
still
do
there.
this.
We need to do these things, and that had to stop because it's like every day is survival now.
Right.
At this point,
Yeah.
you're living in a wasteland almost, and it's not. It's a beautiful place now, but there's no trees.
There's no trees.
There's no trees. There's no way to everything. There are people that live there now. Everything they have is shipped in.
Right.
You know, from somewhere else.
Yep. Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii says like, here you go, idiots.
Here you go. Here's some pineapples and coconuts. Burn the husks. No, but I mean, like, oh, my stupid cousin's on there.
Idiots. Yeah.
No, but it was a amazing work, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, why would you quarry a statue, make it that intricate, and then bury half of it in the ground?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that.
But yeah, this is one of those places that it's like the reason like that, like you want to think like they may have been there way longer,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like about what we have enough science to support the fact
the fact that it wasn't. Yeah.
they weren't. Why
Yeah.
would you do that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is how they worked through them.
Yep. Maybe that's how they got him to stand up too. Was maybe when they
You
got
dig
him there,
holes
they were
around
like,
him. You bury.
because who knows? They could have put a few up and they kept falling over. I mean, you get a little ground tremor and because they're not, the heads are huge.
Yeah.
So they're probably top
Top
heavy.
heavy.
And they probably fell over a few times. They're like, you know what? We're going to bury these fucking things.
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
Maybe.
And and then they're like, you could stop making the feet so detailed.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to bury those. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. It's amazing how they all look similar. And then you get to some one point of the island, they all look the same. And then other points of the island, they don't. They look
Way different. Yeah.
So
did the island like fracture and there were different like subcultures and groups on the island?
yeah. Or was it just, or was it a time thing? It started out this way and then they evolved to like, let's make them look different. Let's make them do this. You know?
Make them look hungry.
Make them look hungry and cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's got ribs.
Yeah.
But it's a weird anomaly
Yeah.
because we know from the statues they did great things.
Yes.
They got to this island, which is an amazing achievement, and then they just fell off. They ruined themselves, which is it's such a weird anomaly because a lot like we talking about Romans and this like thousands of years to build up, and it was a gradual decline.
Yeah.
This was like expedited. It happened faster.
fast. Yeah.
Because they had finite resources. They couldn't expand into other places and do
Yep.
things. And
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to hop on my thing and go trade with the closest
right.
settlement because it was more than 2,000 miles away.
Yeah, by the time you got back, dead.
Dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but it's crazy. It's a wild like dichotomy of ingenuity and lack of foresight.
yes. That's,
Like- It's wild to me, but it's still an amazing thing to see these 15-foot, 15-ton statues that they stood up as a group, walked to the beach, and were like,
for miles.
There.
Like
Yeah.
miles. Like it's crazy.
that's perfect. Let's go cut down some more trees.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Chopping down trees?
You know what we're not doing? Having a fire
Yeah.
or cooking dinner.
Gotta chop down trees to stay warm. Like,
It's crazy.
gotta keep moving.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a weird anomaly. And I think that's why it stands out.
Yeah.
Because there's so many places around the world that have giant statues and like
Yeah.
obelisks
exactly.
and these things and that and
Bigger and heavier.
Right. I think
And
it's because
older,
it's
you
so
know, but-
isolated and it's such a short story that ran like its own little history of evolution and devolution at the same time. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's like, again, what made that a priority?
Yeah. Yeah. Why did you think we have to carve these stones until almost the bitter end?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, can you imagine like having to bang your cousin then eat her? All for the greater good.
All for the greater good.
All right. Can we please end this?
Yeah,
let's
I
do
think
that.
we wrap it up on that.
Yeah, let's put a wrap on Easter Island. Thank you again for checking out Craig and Dave's Sci-Piece.
Yep.
We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this and past episodes. On future episodes you'd like to see, send us an email at cdscipiece@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on social media. I think we've got a Facebook page, right?
Yes, we do.
Do we have an Instagram page?
Isn't
No.
that attached to? No. All right.
All right,
no.
let's-
I don't know these things.
Maybe we'll make one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. I don't. Yep.
But check us out on YouTube. Like us, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
Make it part of the
absolutely.
show because we like to have a normal guy approach to these fun, weird topics.
That are smarter than us.
Yeah.
You know, but we take our.
we love it. It
Yeah,
interests us.
It interests us. We take our thoughts that we, you know, and our
And
what
if it
we
in-
understand of it, and we go with it.
yeah, and if it interests you, tell us why.
Yep.
But we like to take things that get overcomplicated. Like, let's simplify it. But again, let us know what you think. By the way, and if you know Josh Gates, tell him to give us a call. We're waiting.
That's right, Josh. We're waiting. Haven't returned any of our emails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
It's a busy time of year.
Yeah, we keep sending them 3 times a day, so he's gonna have to respond to one of them.
We need to stop.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again, and tune in next time for the next episode. Oh, give us a topic, Craig.
Let's pick a topic.
I almost
for
forgot.
next week. All right.
Next week's episode, we're going to talk about what?
Next week we will be talking about the Black Knight.
The Black Knight.
Yes.
Was that Martin Lawrence movie?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
No. No.
Yeah.
That's a good follow-up to our Alien
To
episode.
our Alien
Our
episode.
Alien
It
two-parter.
really, it really is. That's a good one. But
All right.
All right.
See you next week.
Talk to you later, Josh.